Imagine a high-stakes financial drama unfolding right in the heart of British politics, where a seasoned economic heavyweight delivers a devastating takedown in just 7 brutal words. That's the explosive scene we're diving into today, as a former Bank of England governor unleashes a scathing critique on Chancellor Rachel Reeves, accusing her of cobbling together budget solutions on the back of a cigarette packet. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Does this signal a deeper crisis in how our government tackles taxes and spending? Let's unpack this gripping tale step by step, breaking it down so even newcomers to economic policy can follow along without feeling overwhelmed. Lord Mervyn King, the crossbench peer who steered the Bank of England through the turbulent 2008 financial meltdown, didn't hold back during an appearance on Sky News Sunday with Trevor Phillips' show. He blasted Reeves for lacking a coherent approach to taxation, painting a picture of haphazard decision-making that echoes the slapdash notes one might scribble on a cigarette packet, impromptu, unpolished, and far from strategic. In simpler terms, imagine trying to fix a leaky roof with duct tape instead of a proper repair plan. That's the essence of Lord's concern. He urged Reeves to assemble a dedicated team of experts to spend 12 months deeply analyzing every facet of tax policies, not just on property, but across savings, wealth, and more, to forge a truly integrated vision for the future. Instead, he argued, the government relies on the Office for Budget Responsibility, the OBR, an independent watchdog that forecasts economic impacts, to spit out a single, daunting figure right before the budget. Then, it's a frantic scramble for quick-fix ideas to eke out a few extra billion here and there. Think of it like grabbing random ingredients from your pantry to whip up a meal mid-crisis, rather than following a well-thought-out recipe. That is not a coherent tax strategy, Lord King declared emphatically, emphasizing how much better things could be with upfront planning. When pressed on whether he could spot any overarching plan from the Chancellor, he flat-out said no, and that's what truly alarms him. All eyes are now on Reeves as she prepares to deliver her budget on November 26, amid expectations that she'll hike taxes and slash spending to plug a massive shortfall in public finances. Economists are estimating this gap to be anywhere from £20 billion to £50 billion, a staggering hole that could make or break the nation's economic health. For those new to this, picture a household budget where your income suddenly drops, but bills keep piling up. You might need to sell some assets or cut back on luxuries just to stay afloat. Reports suggest Reeves is mulling over bold moves like introducing a new mansion tax, which would impose an annual levy of 1% on the portion of a property's value exceeding £2 million, essentially targeting high-end homeowners to generate revenue. And that's not all. Whispers from The Sun on Sunday point to her considering bumping up income tax by 2p in the pound, a move that would break her party's pre-election promises and stir up plenty of debate. Health Secretary Wes Streeting echoed these concerns on Sunday, acknowledging that public finances are in a challenging state. Think of it as navigating a stormy sea without a reliable compass. Yet, he offered a glimmer of hope, pointing to green shoots of economic recovery on the horizon. We're not out of the woods yet, he cautioned, describing Reeves' task as exceedingly tough. It's a delicate balance, isn't it? How do you tighten the purse strings without stifling growth? Adding another layer to this economic puzzle, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has recently forecast that the UK's economy could boast the second fastest growth rate among G7 nations, a silver lining for sure. But, and this is the part most people miss, it's coupled with a grim prediction that inflation in the UK will soar to the highest levels in the G7 by 2025 and 2026. For beginners, inflation is basically the rising cost of living, meaning your pound buys less over time, which can erode savings and wages if not managed wisely. Examples abound. Think of how a loaf of bread might cost more year after year, squeezing family budgets and forcing tough choices. Now, here's where it gets controversial. Lord King's sharp words have ignited a firestorm. Some might argue he's just a grumpy old traditionalist clinging to outdated banking norms, while others see his critique as a wake-up call for more disciplined fiscal planning. Is slapping together tax hikes on the fly a pragmatic response to crisis, or does it risk alienating voters and deepening inequality? And what about that mansion tax, fair redistribution of wealth, or an unfair burden on those who've worked hard for their homes? These are the debates raging in policy circles. We invite you to weigh in. Do you think Reeves needs a radical overhaul of her tax strategy, or is Lord King's fag packet analogy unfairly harsh? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's turn this into a conversation that matters.